Why, hello there. Your arrival could not have been more timely. Mistress Tataru has but just left instructions for another batch of deliveries. She sends her regards, of course. Today she is in Idleshire for business with Rowena's House of Splendors, and tomorrow will no doubt find her in some other far-flung corner of the realm. We mustn't be outdone. Kaneko time. This time, our samples are destined for 2 organizations in Coerthus, an arrangement made possible by none other than Master Ishgard. He contacted his dear friend Lord Manellan de Fortemps, who was kind enough to spread word of the boutique to his own contacts across Ishgard. It hardly took any time for the first letter of interest to reach us. And once these samples have been delivered, that interest will be piqued to a passion. Also, I have been assured. Lord Manellan has insisted he will take care of all the particulars and bid me convey with enthusiasm that he looks forward to accompanying you on the deliveries. Now then, regarding that secret mission of ours. A gorgeous sapphire, is it not? It will make a beautiful necklace once restored, a keepsake of not only Mistress Tataru's mother, but that of her many friends and allies from across the realm. I am confident that someone of your experience has a most discerning eye for mementos. Bring back anything you think will make a worthy addition. And with that, I will leave these samples in your capable hands and eagerly await your safe return. We must prioritize delivering samples and advertising the boutique, of course, but perhaps this venture to Ishgard may afford an addition to Mistress Tataru's necklace.
Kaneko time, old girl. 'Tis good to see a rosy glow in your cheeks considering that dreadful business with the imminent destruction of mankind and the end of times and whatnot. Yes, indeed. Who better to distribute exquisite arms and accoutrements than a bona fide hero such as yourself? Well, I have 2 parties with simply ravenous interest in your products, dear lady. The first of whom so happens to be rather exquisite herself, my dearest Lady Werlyt. Be so good as to precede me to the Rose House. I shall be along promptly, of course, just as soon as I'm coifed and powdered.
Well met, Kanekotine. 'Tis good to see you hale and whole. Thank you for personally making the trip. I know your obligations are many. Truth be told, your arrival could scarce have had better timing. While our erstwhile troubled relations with the Vonu improve by the day, we have been forced to reconsider our current munitions due to recent incidents of...
I have come, my darling Blossom. Behold Imanellan the Executioner, here to smite your foes with ruthless ardor. Well, I strike a rather smashing silhouette, do I not? Why, Ishgard could not have found a better man to gift these samples to.
Surely such splendid armor could be put to better use than fashion, Lord Imanellan. Could I not prevail upon your better senses to relinquish that gear to those who might appreciate its practicality?
Far be it from me to deny any request of yours, Lady Werlyt. Only, I must confess that I may have slightly exaggerated Ishgard's generosity in the matter of gifting these.
Ah. You mean to say you borrowed them? No doubt without his knowledge or consent. And why should I have expected otherwise? Friends may forgive, but it bears repeating that your clients deserve at least a modicum of professionalism. You do have other clients, don't you?
Of course I have. And of no little celebrity at that. You remember the Red Bills, of course.
The Sky Pirates. That an experienced adventurer should know them hardly surprises me, but how does a privileged son of House Fortemps come to make their direct acquaintance?
'Twas a happy coincidence of ale and circumstance, I assure you. As Kanekotine here can attest, an unbiased range of social contacts is the essential arsenal of not just adventurers, but any gentleman of consequence. Or lady of consequence, as it were.
Unbiased is all very well, but... Sky Pirates are precisely the problem I was speaking of earlier, Kanekotine, before we were interrupted. Recently, self-proclaimed Sky Pirates have been marauding trading vessels with troubling audacity. Even the Sky Steel Manufactory has reported stolen property at the hands of these ruffians.
Troubling news indeed, though I cannot imagine fellows as amicable as our red pills could be responsible. Still, if we should hear aught of it, I shall send word directly. Now then, Kaneko time, off we trot to the infamous Parok. I have been told to seek out a certain red standard upon cold wind. How the pulse quickens. This looks rather promising, wouldn't you say? I leave the rest to your uncanny sense of direction, old girl. To the Parok we go.
Well, well. If you ain't the very picture of health, Kaneko team. Saving the star from complete annihilation didn't tax you over much then, eh? Let me guess, it was not compared to all the bowing and scraping required of the mercantile genteel. Don't tell me this dandy is what wooed you from the life with sweet nothings of financial comfort?
Leofart, my good man, you know as well as I that the only one wooing Kaneko Tyne into anything is yourself. Don't think your interest in our mutual friend here escaped my notice. Your aim all along was less about armaments than it was an audience with Kaneko Tyne, was it not?
Head. Not bad for a dandy. I might have had me sights on a touchin' reunion between Kaneko Teen and myself, but that's not to say I won't be needin' those samples. See, I've a job that could right benefit from both your keen sense and those pieces you've brought me. So long as they're half the quality of what Emanuelin was showing off in the alehouses, anyway. I can count on your participation, yes. You'll be duly compensated, of course, just name your price. Parts of a necklace? For Tataru Taru herself, eh? I'd have preferred something you might make use of. But far be it from me to dictate what a woman does with her booty. If that's your recompense, I'll see what I can do.
Now that we have you on board, allow me to elaborate. It seems another band of petty thieves has been masquerading as sky pirates and harrying honest traders as of late. So you've heard of them? Aye. These cold monstrous cockatoos don't exactly strike fear into the heart of man, but they are being a right nuisance, and now they've gone and made things personal.
You remember the Raymond, don't you? The captain's old airship. Well, after what happened in Dunscath, we have been commissioning the finest airship parts from across the realm for the construction of her successor. Only to have those cockapert nincompoops pillage the very sky steel manufactory vessel that was carrying our precious cargo.
The nerve of some people, eh? Makes me mouth water.
Of course, once the cockatoos realized whose property they pilfered, they flew into a panic and holed up in Idleshire after stashing the goods somewhere. This is where you and your samples come in. We want you to take Leofard and...
Before you spill the rest, Stacia, let's make sure our friend here is still up for a spot of howling. How about it, then? I knew I was right to call you. Those downy ducklings won't know what plucked them.
Quite so. With Kaneko-teen returned and our crew complete, victory over these ne'er-do-wells is most certainly assured.
By the by, would you have any terrible objections if I informed the Rose Knights of your designs upon these charlatans? The Knights are affiliated with House Highland, you see, and thus have particular interest in recovering the contents of that Skysteel vessel. I know my darling, the most capable Lady Lanelight simply will not rest until she has brought these scoundrels to justice.
Can't say it's an alliance I've ever considered. But so long as I get all the cockatoo I'm due, our knights most thorny are welcome to catch and cage as they see fit.
Splendid. Lady Lanelight shall be very glad to hear of it. Overjoyed, even. Uis, she may simply be unable to contain her unbounded delight. I must away.
Not awaiting us in idle Shire but danger and subterfuge, but such is more tempting to our ilk than lovely knights, and let's be off. I'll explain the rest of our gambit once we get there.
I, for one, am most indignant by how well he looks.
Between Leofard hoarding all the shiny baubles and Kate Sith coveting all the maps and scrolls, the Redbills ain't been selling much in the way of treasure lately. To be frank, we're flat broke. Sure, restoring the good name of Sky Pirates is a matter of pride, but we simply can't afford to lose those airship parts.
Who's the dandy now, you ask? I reckon my reputation precedes me in these parts, and the legendary Redbill Leofard ain't known for togs like these. Though I could get used to this. Comfortable, practical, and with a sense of style to boot. Ain't often you find that holy triad in battle gear. Quite the line you're touted. Which brings us to your role in my master plan. While it ain't easy laying low in a motley place like Idle Shire, these cockahoo cowards have been managing it well enough. So to lure them out, we're going to spread savory rumors of a black market merchant looking to fence fine contraband for even finer coin. That's you. Just strike up a chat with any adventurers or peddlers that seem like to share hearsay. I'll be playing your handsome bodyguard, so rest assured I've got your back, mistress.
I've taken the liberty of preparing your guise. It ain't as flattering as Leofard's, but you should fit the part nicely in this.
Leofard is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side and continue wearing the black market merchant guise in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Leofard behind by entering a different area, or by speaking with him and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Leofard accompany you again, return and speak with him at the original location. Speak with Stacia to restore or prolong the garment change.
This gear fits me surer than a glove. I only wish I could wear me own scarf with it. How each Redbill wears their scarf is their business, whether they sport it outright or keep it tucked away has no bearing on their rank or allegiance. I don't ask on principle, but I'll admit that I'm dreadfully curious as to where you keep yours.
Contrabandists. Well, I do know of some sky pirates new to town, and just the other day I overheard them discussing their latest windfall.
Yes, just the sort of enterprise and folk we're looking for. You think you could help us pin them down?
I'll do what I can. I'm no stranger to sky pirates, so I'll ask around.
PSHHH. Shkoha. Yes, yes. Gabi I catches such sky stealers. Sky stealers come to claim busy deal at Craft Forge, but bring no trade goods for Jingli Shine. Great laugh joke for Gabi merchants. Sky stealers leave with grump face. Gabi does not understand why uplanders wish to trade tongue flaps with grump face sky stealers, but happy to hand lend for more laugh jokes. Much obliged. If all goes to plan, we'll have you laugh joking over their sorry hides for summers to come.
A merchant yourself, are you? Perhaps I'm overstepping, but consider this friendly advice. Seeking out sky pirates dressed in such stereotypical garb is akin to dangling a sign from your neck reading, "Purge my purse." Oh, the righteous redbills may pity you, dear lady, but few else.
Righteous. Righteous ain't never been to me leaking, mate. I just can't abide them reprobates what don't honor the creed of sky pirating. Or so you can imagine Red Bill Leopard might say, and not that it's any matter of ours. Anyhow, should you find someone looking to offload, dubiously obtained merchandise, send them our way, will you?
If you insist. But don't say I didn't warn you. Especially when you come face to face with whatever group they have hired to grow wheat for them. Oh yes, I heard that sky pirate lord crowing all about it, an ally of unparalleled strength, if they are to be believed.
So, are we the talk of the town yet?
As far as I can tell, you're strong contenders, perhaps second only to rumors about a mysterious intimidator who's cast their lot in with the cockatoos.
Only natural that those sniveling whelps hired a browbeater, but what thick head willingly courts the rancor of red-bill leopard? Well, I suppose a few names come to mind. But no matter, our plan proceeds as discussed. Let's take to the streets and wait for our clients to come crawling, eh?
Whoa there. Are you the trader looking to chaffer with the monstrous cockatoos?
Chaffer. With scrags like you. Fury and me, I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
That voice. Red-bill leopard.
As you live and breathe. Not for long, though, if you don't hand over what you and your dicky bird stole.
Hi. Bluster all you'd like, Red-bill, but you ain't getting the better of us this time. We've treated with the sky pirate that'll crush you to pumice.
And there you were thinking this would be ever so simple, were you not, my dear leopard?
Not in the slightest. I was thinking surely Werlyt and her talons would never sink so low as to become lackeys to a lackey, but here you are. I might even start to pity you.
And that is where you consistently underestimate me, Red-bill. I would stop at nothing to realize my desires. Or were the sweet memories we made together in Dunscath not enough to convince you of that? But I suppose I might be willing to overlook your stubborn indifference, and return those stolen airship parts you so desperately seek, if you would but call me your captain.
Completing that airship means more to me than you'll ever understand. I ain't leaving here without me stolen goods. If they're worth recovering, that is. You there, Cockalorum, you didn't leave that plunder in Wind Aspect territory, did you? Of course you did. Heads as empty as a tosspot's tankard. Those airship parts are embedded with highly calibrated corrupted crystals. Put them in any contact with wind sprites and they're no better than glorified scrap.
Wait a moment, he said contact, didn't he? How many wind sprites go contact in the rock formations on Provenance, eh? It'll be fine.
Yudita, you've got hands on an airship, yes. Take her to Provenance and go pick up our stolen goods. Some genius hid them under a rock.
You were bluffing.
Obviously. Don't make me doubt your intelligence, Werlyt. What airship needs parts that can't handle a little wind?
Doubt what you'd like, Leopard. I hardly need bloody airship bits to beat you into submission. Kaneko time.
Did you say Kaneko time? As in the Kaneko time pin? Since when was she a friend of the Red Bills?
Seems I'm not the only one whose name is worth something in these parts. I'm still prettier, though. Well then, sweet cockatoos. Let's get about cutting you up into cocka-3s and 4s, shall we?
Red Bill by himself is one thing, but Kaneko time's something else. Ain't nothing for it, lads. Flee for your lives.
So much for monstrous. Let's leave them to the garrison, ain't enough meat on their shiverin' bones to warrant the chase. Raidlia, Raidlia. I reckon this was little more than a diversion to you, but surely you didn't think I'd fold to such a weak hand? All the more pity that you assumed those airship parts were the only pieces of value taken from me and mine. But no matter, it's time to make your allegiances clear. If you and your talons intend to continue this farce, then we'll have it out, here and now. Well.
It seems I misjudged my prospects. I had thought those simpletons might amount to more than snivelling turntails, but I have neither loyalty nor affection for a useless cockatoo. I suppose I shall have to content myself with this reunion in itself. But you will need more than clever bluffs to evade me next time, of that you may be certain. We were standing by in case you needed help, but I'm glad it didn't come to fisticuffs. Sounds like it's only a matter of time before Raidlia tries her luck again, and gods only know what she has in mind.
While sky pirating may prove profitable, villainy shall not. May the cockatoos ne'er forget the lessons learned this day.
Those were some fine samples, without question, but nothing beats wearin' me own rags again. Go ahead to the Peric and wait for us in my chambers. We'll be along once I've spoken with our knights most thorny. I just want to make certain those sniveling cockatoos have all had their wings clipped. We'll meet you back at the Peric. well, Yudita says all stolen property is accounted for and finish-in touches on our airship proceed apace.
And according to the Rose Knights, the cockatoos will be shipped off to the Diadem, where they can enjoy volunteering their services for the betterment of mankind.
Speaking of which, Captain, what is to become of the miscellany recovered from the cockatoos' hoard? I am sure House Halenart will lay claim to their possessions, but as for the appurtenances of origins unknown.
Worry not, Puss, I don't pocket any jigumbob I find like some petty foister. We'll track down their rightful places soon enough, if my prediction holds.
K-Necotine? Is that you? It is. And you look quite as surprised as I feel, to think we'd meet here, among the clouds. And sky pirates. I was just finishing up my affairs in Idle-Shire, when who should come asking for me but Red Bill Leofard. Quite the thrilling twist to my day, I'll have you know.
How did Emanuelin put it? She's got her fingers in more pies than a high street baker? When I got wind she was in Idle-Shire, it felt like snubbing fate not to enlist her expertise.
Well, I'm exceedingly glad you did, for I have returned triumphant. Allow me to present the famous traveling portraitist, Dormert.
Portraitist? But of course. Among the recovered items were a number of singularly beautiful paintings. Oh, I am relieved to hear it. When I learned which vessel had fallen prey to sky pirates, I thought those pieces would be lost forever. So you are yet another victim of the monstrous cockatoos. Still, a personal summons to the Perix seems like the sort of social nicety to which the captain is normally intolerant. I believe my presence here may have another purpose entirely. You see, Leofard and I are old acquaintances. He commissioned me to paint that portrait, in fact. My beautiful daughter Rainil. She looks perfectly at home here. Beautiful, daughter?
Dormert is father to Lady Raymil, the gentlewoman who cared for Leofard as a lad. He abdicated all family affairs to his son when he became a practicing artist, but he's still a lord in lineage.
You mean to say that the renowned portraitist Dormert is not only your grandfather, but a former lord as well? Oh, you must forgive my blithe introduction from earlier.
Not to forgive, Mistress Tharu. On the contrary, I'm indebted to you for tracking him down so quickly. Thanks to you, this can happen just as I hoped it might. Construction's about finished on our new airship, and I wanted you here when I christened her. The Raymil will fly again.
My dear boy, celebrating your mother's life with you continues to be my great honor. When you hung her portrait here, when you named your first airship, I could see the vestiges of her love shining in your countenance then, just as it is now. I only hope you continue to realize her greatest wish for you, to live as free and unfettered as the sky itself. I know she would be very proud.
A bit like herding co-earls, ain't it? Getting us Adventuran types all in one room. But well worth the effort, I'd say. Moments like these are meant to be shared. Right? I believe we've got a new airship to fly, and the open sky awaits. Now this is an airship. With how she handles, I could fly to the edge of existence and back without so much as a hiccup. Which I hear on good authority, or whatever authority Emanuelin is when he's in his cups, you have literally done. I reckon I've never been such equal parts awed and envious, though I'll assume me invitation was simply lost by a postmuggle. Nay, in all candor, I'm certain there are some skies only meant for your eyes. Escapades surpassing even my wildest imaginings. So chart the ends of eternity and horizons filled with peril. Just don't think you've seen the last of what wonders these heavens hold. I'll come find you again before long, Kaneko team. And I'll bring everything I always promise, that thrilling, heady rush of high adventure.
Though farewell may be bitter sorrow, know that it is but fodder for reunions most gay.
No need to get mawkish, verbal. It ain't as if Kaneko teens droppin' off the face of the star. Not permanently, anyhow.
We'll meet again soon enough. Although Kate Sith is liable to mope like a damp kitten till we do.
I expect these parts will be free of half-baked brigands for a time yet, but should you ever find yourself in need of a red bill, don't hesitate to call.
Thank you. 'Tis no small comfort knowing our ships may distribute their wares in safety.
As for you, Kaneko teen, we'll be in touch.
Well, that was invigorating. While I'd love nothing more than to catch our collective breath over a cup of tea, business calls me to Ishgard. No rest for the enterprising and talented, as they say. Shall we, Dormert?
Might I persuade you to accompany us? I should very much like to hear of your adventures. Painting subjects I find personally inspiring is a particular credo of mine, and I dare say you have brushed shoulders with more than a few individuals of note. Thank you for indulging in old man's eccentricities. Now then, perhaps you could begin with the adventures you shared with Leofard and his crewmates.
Leofard intentionally offloaded this in our direction, yes? Whatever could it be? How mysterious. But now that I think of it, Leofard did mention sending something along when he asked me to track down Dormert. Well, I would make quite the sight lugging this around to all my meetings, so might I ask you to hold on to it for the time being? I trust you not to run off with my share of the reward. A gift from the notorious Redbills. You know, they're rather a nice sort of sky pirate, don't you think?
A bright and energetic young lady is your employer, Kaneko Teen. I hope shepherding me back to Ishgard did not delay her business over long. The tales you shared on the journey here were beyond anything I could have anticipated. Never have I heard such inspiring episodes of daring do. Though I may not know them personally, I find myself fascinated by the individuals you described, the comrades and acquaintances of your journeys. Yes, I believe I shall remain in the capital to paint for a time. Should you desire a portrait, I would happily part with it for the cost of its supplies. Find me here, and we can make the arrangements. I look forward to taking up my brush. Let us speak again once you have fulfilled your current obligations.
Welcome back. I just received word from Mistress Tataru. What's this about portraitists and sky pirates? Redbill Leofard gave you this. For the necklace. It seems to be a leather strap of sorts, and an antiquated one at that. Wait a moment. I recognize this design from my studies. This is a relic of the ancient city of Mhach. It is said that Mhachi sorcerers would weave these cords with magics to make them unbreakable. You'd be hard-pressed to find better material for a necklace. Oh, Mistress Tataru will be so delighted. She chatted endlessly about how pleased she was to know the Redbills and what sorts of products might prove useful to our daring new friends. And the Rose Knights have already placed an order for the garrison, so all in all, I believe our latest endeavor was a brilliant success. As always, we shall be on the lookout for new areas of opportunity, so I hope we can count on you to serve as our charming emissary again. In fact, I believe Mistress Tataru will insist upon it. Until next time.
You may now purchase portraits from Duramert by speaking to him in Ishgard.